Christmas is almost here, and honestly, I have mixed feelings about Christmas this year. Everything that's happened this year has taken some of the excitement away. But normally, my ideal Christmas would involve PJs, coffee, fireplace on, and the Caldwell family tradition, an Irish fry for breakfast. As crazy as Christmas Day is, there's also a lot of time to relax and comfort. What about you, Cecily?
Oh, I just love waking up with my new pajamas and having eggs Benedict with some orange juice. That's my favorite part about waking up on Christmas morning.
That sounds amazing. Looks like we both like a little bit of comfort on Christmas morning. You know, I don't think the first Christmas was very comfortable. I think Mary, the mother of Jesus, and Joseph, her husband, had to get really uncomfortable in order for the first Christmas to happen. We're talking long travel days on a donkey and having a baby in a cave surrounded by smelly animals. Well, almost everyone you knew thought you were living in sin and imagining angelic visitations. Now, you might be familiar with the names Mary and Joseph. If you've heard the Christmas story before, you might even know everything there is to know about them. But today, I want to challenge you to really imagine what would it have been like to have been them, and why the first Christmas would have been so uncomfortable. So let's start with Mary. In Luke 1, Mary has an encounter with an angel. Can you imagine being in Mary's shoes? She's minding her own business one minute, and out of nowhere, BAM! An angel shows up. The angel tells her, an unmarried virgin, she will somehow have a baby. Not only is she having a baby, as if that's not already uncomfortable enough, but she's having a baby who would one day save the whole world. Now, I don't know about you, but if I were Mary, I would panic, possibly run away screaming, and probably tell the angel to find someone else, because I ain't interested. But that's not what Mary did. Mary was willing to do what God was asking her to do. Mary did what God asked, even though it meant giving up her comfort.
Now, what about Joseph?
Oh, Joseph. Well, in Matthew 1, when Joseph found out that Mary was pregnant, his immediate reaction wasn't exactly happiness or excitement. For Joseph, this change of plans was deeply uncomfortable. The world today is very different than the world Mary and Joseph were living in. In their time and culture, this was very scandalous. Scandalous. Because of how scandalous this was, Joseph was actually going to quietly go away and not marry Mary, so that Mary could be comfortable and not looked down on by people. Joseph clearly wasn't getting the message, so God sent another angel to speak directly to Joseph. When the angel arrived, he finally understood. Joseph did what God asked, even though it meant giving up his comfort. I would love to tell you that after Mary and Joseph made these difficult decisions, everything from that point was super easy, fun, peaceful, and comfortable. But it wasn't. Mary dealt with the discomfort of pain and pregnancy, just like any other mother would. They were required to take a long trip to a town called Bethlehem in the last days of Mary's pregnancy, with her riding on the back of a donkey. There was nowhere in Bethlehem for them to stay, other than a cave where animals slept. So that's where the Savior of the world was born. After so much discomfort, and before they could fully celebrate the miracle of Jesus' birth, King Herod heard a rumor about the birth of a new king. He feared a rebellion. He feared competition. So Herod decided to find him and kill him. Not just one baby, but every baby who might pose a threat. Matthew 2:13-14 says, after the wise men were gone, an angel of the Lord appeared to Joseph in a dream. Get up, flee to Egypt with the child and his mother, the angel said. Stay there until I tell you to return, because Herod is going to search for the child to kill him. That night, Joseph left for Egypt with the child and Mary. his mother. While you and I dream about cozy Christmases with blankets and crackling fires, we've got to remember just how uncomfortable the first Christmas was. From long travel days on a donkey, not in a plane or a car, to having a baby in a cave surrounded by smelly animals, not in a nice clean hospital, to having everyone you know think you're living in sin and imagining angelic visitations, to becoming refugees in a foreign country so your baby wouldn't be murdered. Mary and Joseph dealt with a lot.
So why'd they do it?
Because Mary and Joseph knew the world needed a savior, and they were willing to get uncomfortable in order to see it happen. Mary and Joseph gave up their comfort in order to be part of something bigger than themselves. We're all tempted to see the world through the lens of our own stories, but Mary and Joseph's story reminds us that God is telling a story that is much bigger and better than our individual stories. I know it's easy to focus on ourselves and our comfort. This isn't only true at Christmas time. It's true all year long. But I hope the stories of Mary and Joseph are the reminder you needed today to choose obedience over comfort. Christmas time isn't about you, me, or our comfort. It's about the Savior who got really uncomfortable in order to save us, and the many people who followed his lead because of something so much bigger than themselves. So this Christmas time, how can you get a little uncomfortable in order to be a part of something bigger than yourself? Well, maybe you could be kind to a family member you struggle to like. We all have those aunt and uncles, tough to be around. Maybe you can volunteer to serve someone who's hurting or needs help. Maybe you can spend time with someone you know who could really use a friend right now in a couple of weeks when we're allowed to because of COVID, right? Or maybe you can ask for less and give away more. Or what about talking with someone about what the story of Jesus' birth means to you?
My guess is Christmas this year will be uncomfortable for all of us. I know I have a big family and it's going to be weird not being able to see them and to see all my little cousins opening up their gifts. But just like Mary and Joseph gave up their comfort to be part of something bigger, this Christmas we also have the opportunity to give up the comfort of our Christmas traditions and focus on the story of Jesus' birth and what that means for us and the people